First Corinthians 15 verse 35. Paul in his letter was addressing some critics, or should I say they are ignorant of resurrection. And I said it talks about using a seed, that if you plant a seed, that the seed grow with a different body. So he was trying to explain how the resurrection of this physical body is going to happen. So he was talking that he says that it was sown in corruption, and it will be reaped in incorruptible. It was sown in weakness, it will be reaped in strength and power. And I made mention that Christ, our first fruits, resurrected, bodily resurrection. And that body that Christ resurrected with is an immortal body. That body can never die again. So which imply that the resurrection of the righteous, they are going to resurrect with an immortal body that can never die anymore. A body that is above death. But that is not where I'm going. You see, this resurrection of a thing as I began to think, why this process? Why resurrection? So I go back to Genesis, at the creation of man. The Bible makes it clear, Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, that God formed man from the dust of the earth. And man breathes his breath into that dust. And man became a living soul, a living being.
And God breathes into the dust.
If you check out that word dust in the Hebrew, so they claim that it's mud. Some say it's clay. Some say it's dirty. Whichever one you choose, I have no issue with that. But come to think of it, if we are sweeping, let's say you are sweeping sand. Do you know, as you are sweeping the sand, dust, the air, as you are sweeping, there's going to be dust that the air will be carrying about. And you know, these dust, if you inhale it, is very, very contagious. And imagine that is the dust God created you and me from. And that's not the real thing. If God did not breathe into the dust his breath, the breath of life, then the dust is as contagious, is as good, is as useless as the dust. Now the dust now form this our physical body. And don't forget that I said God breathed the breath of life into us. We have this physical body, which is the natural. Then we have the breath of God, which is the spiritual. So which means that man is made of physical, the natural body, and a spiritual spirit. And if you take away the spirit, the physical body, the natural body, is as good as the dust, contagious as the dust, useless as the dust. So the soul now link the natural body and the spirit man. The soul, that is the mind, link the natural body and the spirit body. That is why you see the Bible say we should renew our mind, renew your soul. You use the word, the manual that God has created for us to renew the soul, so that when our soul, when our mind is in line, is in alignment with the spirit, the body has no option than to conform to the spirit man. Kai. So if I may say that, you see, should I say who is man? That even God is so mindful of us. Sam. But that's not where I'm going. Back to creation, Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. And don't forget that it is resurrection. Why are we? Resurrection, why is God? Why? What is the reason? What is the essential for resurrection? And from resurrection, I go back to creation. Just for me or for us to see some certain things about you and me. That you are not who you think you are. So I'm able to establish that the physical, the natural body was made from the dust. And without the spiritual body, the spiritual being, the natural body is as good or is as contagious as the dust, as good for nothing. So the Bible now says in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 that God created us in his image. He formed us in his likeness. This image and likeness, what is the Bible referring to? It's referring to the nature, the essential nature, attribute of God. That we are created with the nature and attribute of God. In his image, in his character. Righteousness is the character of God. Godliness is the character of God. Holiness is the character and nature of God. And this is what we are made of.